You have saved £10,000. First of all, congratulations. That's a huge milestone. But here is the big question. What should you do with it? Should you save, invest, or do something entirely different? In this video, I'm going to show you how to invest your £10,000 wisely, so it doesn't just sit there and helps you grow long-term wealth. Now, before we get into investing, let's be real. Leaving all £10,000 in the bank actually might feel safe, but it's not actually smart. Here is the reason. Inflation. Over time, price rises, but the value of your 10k sits still. That means your money is losing its buying power every single year it's staying in the bank. So if you want your money to work for you, then investing is the way forward. Step 1 is to build an emergency fund. The very first thing to do with your 10k is to make sure you have built a safety net. Keep 3 to 6 months of your expenses in a high interest savings account or something safe and accessible. This is your emergency fund. This is not an investment, but this is protection. Because here is the truth. It doesn't matter how smart your investments are, if an unexpected expense arises and it forces you to sell your investments at the wrong time. Second step is to pay off any high interest debt that you may have. Mainly because you cannot outgrow a high interest debt that you may have with any investments that you have made. If you have got a credit card debt that's charging you 20% interest, there is no investment that's gonna outgrow that. Think of your debt as a negative investment. Paying it off first is the fastest guaranteed return that you will ever make. Step 3 is to start investing the rest. Now let's get into the exciting part, investing. With whatever you have after your emergency fund and paying down your debt is where you start investing and start growing your wealth. Here are the best beginner-friendly options. Option 1 is index funds or ETF. These are the simplest ways to invest. You are buying a basket of hundreds or thousands of different companies in one go. It's diversified, it's low cost, and historically these baskets have returned around 7 to 10% every single year. Option 2 is retirement accounts. These are things like your stocks and shares ISA or employer pension, or you can even contribute into a SIP pension. These accounts give you tax benefits and potentially employer contribution as well, which means you get extra free money that gets added onto your existing pot, which means more of your money stays invested and compounding. You can either fuel these accounts on a monthly basis or you can pay it off as a lump sum. Since you have a lump sum saved up, you can put that investment into the account. So let's make it practical. So if I had £10,000 to invest as a beginner, here's how I would distribute it. £6,000 goes into index funds and ETFs. This is the core portfolio. This will make sure that I have a stable income coming in without too much fluctuations. £2,000 goes into bonds or safer assets. This is for stability. £1,000 kept in cash as a buffer, because sometimes these investment platforms can incur you unexpected expenses or you might need to spend some money to purchase a stock. It's always good to have some free cash lying around in case if you need it. And the last £1,000 for some fun investing. So this will be for things like investing in independent stocks or something experimental. This way most of your money is growing safely while you still have some flexibility to invest in some adventurous stocks. As a fourth step, it will be things like optional investments. Now, some people will ask, should I put my money into a property investment or something like starting your own business? The answer is maybe. But be careful, because business usually carry risk and property requires more than £10,000 typically to start investing. But the one thing I can say is the best investment you will make is in yourself. Learning new skills, starting a side hustle, or improving yourself at your work can give you far higher returns than any stock investment returns. And finally, remember this is a long-term game. Investing £10,000 will not make you rich overnight. But with patience and consistency, it can change your future. For example, if you invested £10,000 and it grew a very conservative 7% every single year, 10 years later you will have £20,000 in your pocket. and that's without adding an extra pound to that. The key is to start, stay consistent, and let the compounding growth do the heavy lifting for you. So if you had 10,000 pounds, how would you invest it? Will you put that all into an index or an ETF? Keep some in savings or try something entirely different? Let me know in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you found this video helpful, hit like, subscribe, and turn on your notifications. I share simple, beginner-friendly money tips every single week to help you save smarter, invest better, and build long-term wealth. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next one.